LA's rioting, our flags are burning, and Democrats are struggling to pick a side. Yesterday, they said it was the Mexican-American War all over again, and they wanted us to give California back. Now they say it's the Civil War.
I remember a few stand-ups ago when I talked about what terrorism looks like. This is it. There should be no question to what our country would look like had the Confederacy won. We're seeing it on full display.
The Civil War started when Democrats resisted federal law and attacked federal troops. Isn't that how the LA riots started? I guess Democrats are going back to their roots. And they're looking for a general. Gavin Newsom's hopping on his high horse and leading the charge.
California may be first, but it clearly will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault before our eyes. This moment we have feared has arrived.
Hiding in a bunker, releasing pre-recorded videos, saying democracy's under assault. Who does that remind me of? The big guy. Gavin's just emasculated because Trump reached into his state and ordered his guard to protect the people he couldn't or wouldn't. ICE raids are democracy. That's what the country voted for. Trump's ambassador to Hollywood has had enough of the hair grease.
You're a fool blaming Trump. What are you doing for this destruction of these animals destroying Los Angeles? Are you there talking calmly with them, you fool? They would burn you down like they're burning the cars and the American flag with no regard for humanity. This is not about Trump. This is about protecting the people from these animals and criminals trying to destroy us. And our police force, are they supposed to stand there, let rocks hit them and kill them? Who's going to save them? You? You're a disgrace. You're nothing but a lying dog for the hopes of becoming the president one day.
Gavin whining about democracy is exactly what got Democrats shellacked last year. The dictator hoax didn't fly. What did? Sovereignty. Democrats think they lost because of trans. They really lost because of Biden migrants. The LA riots have nothing to do with Donald Trump. He lives in D.C. He didn't melt Waymos and loot sushi joints.
Guys, this is absolutely insane. So much more in this video I want to show you. But first of all, do me a big favor. Hit that thumbs up like button if you're enjoying this video so far, guys. Absolute insanity what is happening here.
Illegals are firebombing the LA freeway, and Democrats are calling Trump the terrorist.
This is absolutely unconscionable, what's going on. I had never thought in my life that I would be seeing this sort of disruption and this sort of terrorism attack on our citizens, on our community.
The National Guard's not the one torching cars and waving Mexican flags around on dirt bikes. They called ICE the Gestapo, the police Nazis, and the National Guard terrorists. These politicians are actually firebombing their own party. Trump's the only one doing the job.
Are you going to arrest Gavin Newsom?
Well, he's not doing a good job. You know, arrest, what does that mean? He's not doing a good job.
Charge him?
Well, in theory, you could, I guess. You know, it's almost like a dissipation of duty. Nobody's ever seen anything like that.
Arrest, what does that mean? Well, it means what they did to him. Trump's not going to give Gavin a mugshot. It would make him the nominee. And Republicans would rather run against AOC. Democrats are letting their cities burn, and they're suing the guy trying to stop it. Gavin thinks if his city burns, he just keeps blaming Trump and his numbers are going to go up. Burn down your own town for likes. That's a new one. Fetterman is now the Democrats' voice of reason.
We should have learned the lesson back in 2020. Absolutely, there was righteous outrage over what happened to George Floyd, but that never means that you can support or be quiet if there's destruction or rioting and destroying and looting.
Trump learned his lesson from 2020. He's not going to wait for Democrat governors to stop riots. He's going to put them down, this time before Americans die.
What we have is a situation in Los Angeles that was caused by gross incompetence. They didn't have the police to handle it. The police were asking us to come in. They were very late. We had to go in to save a lot of ICE officers, as you know, who were held up. They were holed up in a building and they were being attacked. And the military went in, the National Guard went in and got them. The police weren't able, unfortunately, to move fast enough, but we moved fast enough. And while we were there, we stayed there, and we stopped tremendous destruction and death.
Maxine Waters, no relation, is telling the National Guard to shoot her in the face. Even CNN was like, seriously?
What are you going to do? You going to shoot some kid who's afraid of you and run? You going to shoot an elected official? If you shoot me, you better shoot straight.
Guys, 100%. This is insane. The kind of gaslighting. Okay, so I got to show you the rest of this clip because it gets crazier and crazier. But the kind of gaslighting and blame shifting that only the radical left could pull off with a straight face, guys. The videos that are coming out of California show just how far the left has gone. Guys, if you agree with the way that Donald Trump is handling this situation, let me know down in the comments, guys. Leave a comment. Give me your opinion because this is just completely unprecedented.
You then also urge guardsmen not to shoot people. Is yelling at them to shoot straight if they're going to shoot you the right way to show that concern?
Well, you know, I don't know, but what I was really trying to do was to get, you know, the attention to the seriousness of what was going on.
Maxine Waters just admitted she's doing this all for attention. You're not supposed to say that, Ms. Waters. And the riots have gotten plenty of attention because they're riots. We're all paying attention. And while she has our attention, what's her position on the border or on crime or deportations? CNN doesn't even ask her. Everyone's looking on their phones all day and sees LA up in smoke. MSNBC says it's a cheap fake.
The facts are that Los Angeles is calming down, that there are no riots in the streets. The tale of two cities is being told by the media. We know this. We're in this business. But the impact of pictures that people see on their TV tell a story that's not really accurate. I mean, the flames, the cars being burned, the police being thrown, you know, concrete blocks at the police. That's been taken care of by the Los Angeles Police Department.
He said there's no riots, and then he listed everything you do in a riot. But he says it's over. But how is it over if we're covering it now for 6 nights? It went from peaceful to mostly peaceful to a riot to no more riot because the LAPD put it down. But didn't they have a lot of help from the National Guard? Yeah, they did. The View says there was never any violence.
I spoke to about 5 people that live in LA, that work in LA, and they said that these protests were very, very orderly. They weren't violent, and they occurred in about a 4-block radius.
Sunny's sources say there was no violence. Do her sources have TVs? Late Night says it's the same thing that happens when the Lakers win.
There's no riot outside. We have more so-called unrest here when one of our teams wins a championship. But that's not what you're seeing on TV. Someone sets a fire in a garbage can, 12 camera crews go running toward it.
Guys, it's absolutely crazy that what is happening. Like, I don't even understand how you can process this and think about this rationally from the left's perspective. How are they saying that these videos that we're seeing is in any way okay? And they're trying to say this is not a riot. And he's saying someone puts puts fire in a trash can, pushes it out, and like 12 camera crews go over there. Yeah, because it's not just the trash can. It's the cinder blocks. It's the massive crowds. It's the fireworks in the streets. Guys, it's the Molotov cocktails. It's the looting. It's breaking windows all the way down the strip. Guys, crazy. Insane. And it just keeps getting wilder and wilder. And I promise you guys, more and more details are going to continue to come out. Watch the rest of this, guys, and then we're going to break it all down.
Since when does a mayor issue a citywide curfew because someone set a fire in a garbage can? Mayor Baz says her city isn't on fire, but the only way to stop the fire is for ICE to leave.
I think that the idea that what is going on here is chaos and we need federal intervention is just not
accurate. It doesn't paint an accurate picture of what's going on here at all. And really, what is going to help would be an end to the raids. For a city not to know when, where, how, or why raids take place, you can imagine that the entire population of immigrants is very unsettling.
So the city doesn't know when raids take place because they're a sanctuary city, and you won't cooperate. Now, if ICE gives you a heads up, the riots would be bigger. They all say we should only deport criminals, but then they won't let us. When illegals get arrested, we ask LA to hold them in jail, and then they release them. Imagine how easy it would be if ICE could just walk into the LA County Jail, pick up the bad hombres, and fly them home. LA's asking for cooperation, and they're the ones not cooperating. Tampon said he didn't want the guard to come into Minneapolis after George Floyd, and in 7 days, the city was burnt to a crisp. Millions of dollars in damage, and citizens dead. Bass was going to pull a tampon and let it burn. And now she wants taxpayers to bail her out.
We are 1 year away from the World Cup. This is about beautifying our city and bringing our city together. And so I am calling on business leaders, community leaders, faith leaders to come together downtown in the next few days to talk about how we are going to clean up the city.
Whoa, 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 whoa. If there's no chaos, what do you need to clean up? Does the entire city of LA usually come clean up after the Lakers win a championship? No. Karen Bass shouldn't have given her cops stand-down orders. Then Trump wouldn't have had to call in the Guard. And if Trump calling in the National Guard is what causes riots, how are they rioting in Seattle and New York? The Guard isn't even there. But he will call them in if he has to. Most of the country approves. Trump's up 20 points on his Guard move. Look at that. Trump's going to protect cities like women, whether they like it or not. What's the Democrats' solution besides burn, baby, burn? Give 20 million illegal citizenship? That's what they want, but most of them are just afraid to say it. Stephen A. smells a red wave.
Next things Republicans are going to say is, they're for lawlessness, right? They're going to show these images. They're going to say they're for lawlessness. Folks are going to buy it hook, line, and sinker. And their issues of safety is going to usurp any other concerns they have. I'm talking about the voters. And before you know it, Dems are going to lose the midterms. They're not going to regain any seats in the House or the Senate. And Trump will be able to operate with relative impunity to 2028.
Guys, if you haven't already, do me a big favor. Go ahead and like this video if you're sick of watching Democrats let cities burn while blaming the only guy that's actually trying to stop it. And let me get this straight, guys. President Trump sends in the National Guard to stop federal officers from being assaulted in Los Angeles, and somehow he's the one that Democrats say is to blame for the chaos. Like, are you actually kidding me here? Let's call this what it is, guys. This is political theater at the expense of American lives and American cities. The left is more outraged about ICE protecting our borders than they are about violent mobs setting fire to our communities. Guys, I don't know about you, but when I was watching the videos of our flag burning in the street, guys, it made me very emotional. Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, Maxine Watters, they all had the chance to protect their people. And what did they do? Nothing. They let it burn. They turned around and blamed the guy who showed up with a fire hose. Now they're out here crying about democracy being under assault while waving Mexican flags, torching American ones, and screaming about Trump as their cities descend into lawlessness. They're trying to say that these riots are Trump's fault because he dared to do what they wouldn't, which is actually just defend innocent people, defend law and order, and defend this country. And you've got Maxine Watters, an elected official, out here telling the National Guard, if you shoot me, shoot straight. She said that. I was like, what? That's not leadership. That's a stunt. And she admitted it was all for attention. Literally admitted it, guys. Meanwhile, the media plays dumb. CNN says there's no riots, while showing videos of cars on fire and cops dodging concrete blocks. MSNBC says it's just like when the Lakers win. Really? That's their spin now? Jesse Watters nailed it. Democrats aren't trying to solve the problem. They're trying to exploit it. They let cities fall apart. They blame Trump. They pray it gets them votes. Burn, baby, burn. That's the strategy now. And here's the question we all need to ask, guys. If this is how the left responds when Trump enforces the law, what do you think they're going to do in the next election cycle? Okay, guys, I want to hear what you think. Drop a comment down below. Are Democrats just this incompetent? Or is all this chaos exactly what they want? And guys, subscribe if you're done with the media lies and leftist excuses. Guys, join the community that we're building here on the channel. If you want to help keep this real commentary alive, consider becoming a channel member. It really helps more than you know. Stay strong, guys. Stay informed. As always, let's stay free.